Hello YouTube, this is Cloud9Nerd bringing you my deck profile that I played this weekend at a regional at Vegas. As you can tell, it's Yang Zing's, so without further ado, let's get right into it. Starting off with the monsters, I played one Tao Tai. I played 3 Swannies, 3 Beyond, 3 Bishi, 3 Jaito, 3 Chewin, 1 Pullout, and 1 Mass Chameleon. So that's it for the monsters. I believe that's 18. On to the spells. I played 3 Yang Zing Path, 3 Mystical Space Typhoon, 2 Chalices, a Dark Hole, and that's supposed to be a Soul Charge. That's, I believe, 10 spells. And onto the traps, I played triple Yang Zing Brutality. I played, these are supposed to be Oasis of Dragon Souls. I had to borrow these from my friends at Tellarknight deck. 2 Call the Haunteds, 2 Skill Drains, 1 Needle Sealing, and 1 Torrential Tribute. Moving on to the extra deck, I played 2 Herald of Arclight, 1 Armadas, 1 Goyo, 1 Vulcan, a Black Rose, double Yazi, double Boxia, a Thought Ruler, a Bales, a Gigantic Castle, Leo, and Star Eater. So moving on to the side deck, played 3 Maxis, 2 Flying Seas, triple Shadow Mirror, triple Fairy Wind, 2 Ojama Trio, the 3rd Skill Drain, and finally a Crimson Blader. Alright, so that's all my matchups. I had a lot of fun at the event. Round 1 was against Satellars, and that was by far my favorite matchup. It took a little while. Game 1, my opponent didn't exactly know how to play against Yang Zing, or around Yang Zing, I should say. So that took about 20 minutes. So round 2 and 3, games 2 and 3, we did it really fast. And I lost game 2. He had double call into Trevere. He flipped up a Soul Drain. And I mean, I can't do anything against Trevere and Recycling Call the Haunteds and Soul Drain. So I had to scoop it up in the interest of time. Game 3, ran into time. I had flipped over an Ojama Trio while he had a Trevere and an Unu on board. He had poked me with Trevere for 21, and he misplayed. I ended up summoning a Tao Tai, which he left on my board in attack mode, and he let me resolve a Brutality in time. So I had only taken a 21, and he took 2600 from my Tao Tai running over the Unu. All he had to do was switch his Unu to defense mode, and he would have had that game. So I do feel a little bit bad taking that game from him like that. Round 2, I played Klee. And this matchup, you know, I was really confident into it, but I was really disappointed in my deck. Game 1, he opened up with Carrier Vanities, and my monsters didn't float, so every turn I was just normal summoning. He had a really bad hand. I assume he had a really bad hand because he wasn't playing anything either. There were several turns where he was discarding cards. I guess he had an unplayable hand. He just was dropping cards out of his hand. And I actually resolved 2 Yang Zing Paths, and I didn't see one single MST. It's very disappointing. And all he did was draw another monster, you know, tribute, carrier for carrier. Bounce my monster, start poking for 24. So I lost game 1 really easy. And game 2, he just OTK'd me before I could do anything, before I could even set up. It was a real disappointment. Round 3, I played 6 Sams. That deck doesn't do anything to Yang Zing's, and that was an easy 2-0. Round 4, I played Gravekeepers with Mass Change 2nd and Darklaw. In game 1, he Mass Changed his Spy into Darklaw, flipped over Decree, and the next turn he had Necro Valley and Kaiser Coliseum. So I had to scoop. There was absolutely nothing I could do against that game. And I don't know if you guys could tell by my side deck, but me and my teammate, we actually forgot about Heroes and Darklaw. So I didn't have too much besides Shadow Mirror. So Darklaw just wrecked me all day. Game 2, he opened Dark Law Kaiser, and I mean, I can't do anything when my Yang Zings are getting banished. Round 5, I played Cleese. I took game one fairly easy. Cleese should be an easy matchup. I resolved 2 Yang Zing brutalities, and I mean, he resolved Scout once, so let's just say something. But games 2 and 3. I didn't know because I resolved the 2 brutalities really early. He was actually playing a Storm variant, and games 2 and 3 I got OTK really, really hard. So in hindsight, this deck I believe it did fail me. A lot of people, like I mentioned before, only run 2 paths. I ran 3. I resolved 2. I went through half my deck, and I couldn't draw one single MST against Cleese because I feel I could have taken that game if he bricked that bad. And just getting OTK'd by Storm, that hurt. So that's a lesson right there. And my side deck was not prepared at all for heroes. Dark Law was just wrecking me all day, up and down. So we'll see what I do when I talk about this deck again in the future. But for now, that's it, YouTube. So subscribe and stay tuned for more videos.